Right, that is that from me. I think I'm going to pass over to Dan. All right, Dan?
Thank you, Henry. Welcome. I hadn't planned to do this, but I think starting an event with a bit of audience participation never goes amiss. But who here hasn't ever ridden an eCargo bike? Don't be shy. Good. Okay. And who has ridden an eCargo bike? I'm hoping everybody else. Yeah. Any businesses in here that are using electric cargo bikes for business use? Fantastic. No pun intended from absolutely there. Well done. Very good. Well, this is great to hear because, let's face it, the transport infrastructure is broken, not just in the UK, around the world. It's old, it's polluting, it's bad, it's inefficient, and it's costly. There is an answer to that, and obviously we're hoping to be part of that. So, a public health emergency. Now, transport has actually recently overtaken power generation to be one of the most polluting sources of greenhouse gases, CO2 and the likes, at 27%. Now, toxic air leads to around 40,000 deaths in the UK, and actually about 9,000 of those are in London, and that costs the UK economy about £20 billion a year. There's a dilemma and there's the solution. Now, we're not going to say that electric cargo bikes are going to solve this, but they are part of the solution. Okay, we're not going to see electric cargo bikes zooming up and down the M1 anytime soon, unfortunately, although that would be nice. But electric cargo bikes are 90% lower emitting than diesel vans, and they're about a third less than electric bikes. And that's when you actually talk about tailpipe emissions. There are other particulate emissions from the likes of the tyres, brake discs and the likes, which are further polluting. And the stat is that 51% of all freight journeys in urban areas can actually be replaced with eCargo. So if only 10% of those miles were covered by delivery trucks in London were replaced by electric cargo, you could cut over 130,000 metric tons of CO2 and 190,000 kilograms of nitrogen dioxide pollution every year, which is fantastic and part of what we're doing. Now, never fear, eCargo are here. They are incredibly capable. For those businesses that are using them, you already know this, but they do and can perform in the same way as vans and small vans and the likes. With some bikes, including the Tender here, for example, by Urban Arrow, carrying up to 400 kilograms in weight, and thousands of litres of capacity as well. Typically, for an XL Urban Arrow cargo bike, you're looking at 620 litres and up to 275 kilograms there in weight, which is quite substantial. So then, on to the benefits. Clearly, the first one that we've discussed then is going green, and that's a big part of it, being part of the solution. The next here, and the logistic companies may not want to be hearing this, but it does allow the smaller businesses to start taking their logistics in-house, not having to shell out the initial outlays of the bigger vans and the likes, and owning a fleet of big vans, giving themselves a bit more capability. And what's fantastic for us to see, at least, is that these aren't just limited to the few businesses in any particular industry. What we're seeing is the likes of flower deliveries. I think we've got some representatives from Freddy's here, thank you. Everything from that to the butchers, the bakers. We're yet to have a candlestick maker, but I'm sure that's coming. We've got lots of local authorities as well using them for movement between sites, parks, police, the likes. And of course, if you aren't able to do it yourself, then use a logistics company that are already converted to electric cargo bikes, and that's important. Now, there are, in fact, an increase in efficiency also, and it's quoted that they're actually 60% faster than vans, certainly in the urban areas. They're also more agile in terms of the way that they can deliver things, moving away through the traffic and congestion of the likes of the London roads, where you can also use the bus lanes and use the cycle infrastructure, which is a really important point. Parking wardens, everyone's worst nightmare, no problem with the eCargo yet. And then one quote here that we've got from Absolutely Curious, thank you guys, is that they, in fact, can deliver 30 parcels per day by eCargo, whereas their vans were actually delivering only 12. So it's considerably more efficient. I think, and I might be corrected on this stat, but during a busy period, their electric cargo bikes were representing about 30% of their fleet and were doing 70% of their deliveries at one point also, which is fantastic. Now, one thing that is actually also often overlooked is the rider themselves, who you're going to stick in on the saddle. And we do find, when speaking to our businesses, that these are far superior than shoving somebody in a white van and having them sat in traffic. We're getting numerous health benefits. These are listed here, the likes of reducing risk factors of cardiovascular disease, respiratory disease, and some cancers. But also, it's not just the physical health, it's the mental health. Being out in the open, in the sun, most of the time in Britain, being able to do these deliveries and not sat in traffic in the white vans is a really important thing. Now, if I can tell you, you can have all of those benefits and it even be cheaper for your business, and it's going to increase your profitability, then why not do this? The bikes themselves are low in terms of their capital outlay initially. They are, of course, VAT qualifying, and with the super tax benefit at the moment, which is 130%, thank you, Chancellor, you're now getting a whopping saving. And that's coupled, of course, with the Energy Saving Trust grant as well, which we're going to learn a little bit more about shortly. So your £7,500 Urban Arrow is actually costing your business around about £2,500. So when we look at that benefits list again, your business is going green, which is important. Your customers will love that. You're owning your own logistics. You're increasing your efficiency. You have got a happier, healthier workforce, and it's costing you less. You're saving money, and it's more profitable. Why wouldn't you do it?